before we get in and show y'all the build, kind of talk about where we're at and stuff and where we're going with this car. It's a 17 S550 Mustang. We got it as a flood car and mainly bought it for the motor, but now it's actually becoming a project, and we're gonna race this car. But I've had for the longest a 14 Mustang S197. That's kind of what we predominantly raced. This is gonna be like the first car I built ground up. Most of the time I took it and dropped it off at chassis shops and had them do the cage work and stuff like that. But this is the first one I've actually done everything myself, and it's been a process learning everything. But I think talking to the right people and the people that's done it before me and some welders, whether it's pipeline welders or actual roll cage welders, I kind of got a grasp of where we're at on the fabrication side and the welding side. Granted, they're not no weld porn or nothing like that, but we got some pretty solid welds. I appreciate everyone's help. Brian at Hammer, Jason Jagano, Tim McAmis, all the guys at Moore. I couldn't be at the starting point I am now without a lot of y'all's information and helping me through this and kind of giving me pointers, because like I said, I was lost when I started this project. But we're gonna get through it, and hopefully y'all like kind of where we're going with this car. But I'll show y'all kind of where we're at and talk through some of the stuff I have on the car currently, and hopefully this channel doesn't suck too bad. Take a look at the cabin area. So here's the cabin area. We got all the tubing already cut for these areas. I just haven't welded them in because I'm waiting to weld the tubes in until I get the tin work done on the trans tunnel, at least on the sides, and then I'll get in and weld those in and then tin work that. For the seat mounts, I don't know if y'all can see them, but they're the Moore Racing Kirky mounts. And I'll leave a link in the description for those seat mounts if y'all are interested in how those are set up. In the back area, I got the 4-link from Tin Soldiers. It's a low prep kit, so it works out actually pretty nice, looks pretty good. The funny car hoop in the driver's area is already finished out. I got the door bars and X-brace and stuff already cut and notched and fitted. I just haven't welded any of that in due to ease, just mainly the ease of getting in and out the car to do any welding here. I still got to figure out my pedal setup. I went with the McAmis pedal setup, but I'm probably going to do a master cylinder similar to what Jason Jagano did in his on the floor down there. Kind of like the way that came out on his, and it frees up the engine bay. But for the cabin area, that's kind of where we're sitting at on it. Taking a look from the back of the car, you can see the Tin Soldier setup. It's a low prep kit. We came out off the #1 bar to get closer to the specs of Tin Soldiers, how we're supposed to set the 4-link up. So we came off that #1 bar. And this right here, it's probably hard to tell, but it curves down at an angle. And the bottom of this bar is now at the bottom of this radius on my #1 bar. So it gives that drive shaft a little bit more clearance on it. Let's take a couple steps back. That 4-link is set up on 22-inch center. So that's the spread we're going with. This is gonna be like a small tire car, so I won't have anything big on the back, so we don't need no 17-inch or nothing like that. You can see the back of the driver's cab, and you can see up here at the top too on the X-brace on the roof. I'm thinking about putting more gussets in. I'm able to drop this cage out so I can weld the top of it, so there's no 3/4 welds done on it. But for the most part on that X-brace, I'm probably just gonna put some more gussets in here. I don't know if it's needed, but I'll check the book again, but I'm gonna go ahead and put them in anyways while I'm here. I had a back half already welded and put in here, but I didn't like the way it was configured. So I went over and I talked to Tim Bruner, and he gave me some pointers of some stuff I should do and how I should change it up and do it differently. So I think I'm gonna go with what he said, and I'm gonna do it a little bit differently on the back half now and scrap the one I had. So while we're waiting on tubing to come in to do some more work on that back half, I'm probably gonna focus the next video on cleaning up this engine bay. Might do some time-lapse stuff and mess with that a little bit. But we're gonna plate this in the next video. Possibly cut this out, clean up a lot of this where I just torched off with a plasma cutter, clean it up, plate that, get it ready for to be front halved. What we're gonna do too is I'm gonna eventually cut this off right here at the top, all the way around, tube around, and connect that to the 990 bars, which is I'm gonna come around with a 990 bar, cut all this out to connect back up into here and just swoop it around. That's our goals on the front. Not too much, besides filling holes and stuff and doing a little bit of filler work until we can get our tubing in and our tin work in. Well, that's where the car is at currently. So we're gonna take in this moment to clean up the front end on probably the next video, do some patch work and just clean up the front end and take some more measurements for the rear. We have tubing on the way, we got a hammer rear end on the way, we got some more parts on the way. So as we're waiting on all that to get in, we'll just do some filler work from here to there. Like I said, subscribe. If you see me doing something that you like, let me know. If you don't, let me know. I'm still learning what I'm doing. So some of you professional guys out there that see me weld something somewhere, if it doesn't look right, just leave me a comment so I can check it out and do some more research and make sure I'm not doing something I'm not supposed to. I do take constructive criticism pretty well, so I appreciate all y'all.